All righty, folks, welcome in. Happy Wednesday. Happy Thursday, that is, on this fine weathered Thursday for you. In today's segment of Science with Schmidt, we're going to first take a look at what cold weather does to potholes. All right, so what we see here is some folks working hard at getting those potholes fixed. And what we see happen is that potholes form more frequently in the winter because of the freeze-thaw cycle. Water gets into the cracks in the roads and expands when the temperatures reach freezing. Now, when that water turns to ice and expands in the crack, it pushes against the road, widening those cracks. Now, asphalt is often used to build roads because of its flexibility during the hot weather. However, it becomes more brittle in the cold. Now, you also have to consider the amount of traffic and plowing following winter weather, as those two factors will also add to the increase in potholes during winter weather. So we had a couple rounds of winter weather ourselves here in the Ozarks just last week, and snow plows were out. Every once in a while, they'll catch some of the asphalt and maybe rip it off, and the cold air itself, again, getting that water in the cracks and having it freeze and expand helps push apart some of those cracks for you there. All right, next up, you want to look to the skies tonight, as, yes, you guessed it, we are looking at another round of that planetary parade. You don't want to miss this, okay? Now, the peak of this is going to be on Friday. You have a 7-planet alignment happening in the sky. It's happening now, in fact, but it peaks on your Friday. The best time to see the grand alignment is at dusk, right after sunset. Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, and Mars are all going to be visible without a telescope, but Uranus and Neptune will be a little bit more trickier for folks to spot. Saturn will be most difficult due to its proximity to the sun from our angle, and it'll also be lowest on the horizon. Now, if you don't have a telescope or a pair of binoculars, you'll be able to see those 4 planets there. But if you don't have a telescope, binoculars will also work just fine. Now, this is the last planet alignment until we have 4 planets align again in October of 2028, and all 7 planets will not be aligned again until 2040. Now, the last time we had 7-planet alignment, interestingly enough, was actually back on the eclipse, April 8th of 2024. So these two happens pretty close to each other, but again, it's going to be several more years until we see a 4-planet alignment in 2028, and then almost, 15 years before we see another all 7-planet alignment. All right, bald eagle season here in Missouri is coming to an end pretty soon. All right, so this picture here is sent in by Christy Ross from Lincoln, Missouri. That's Benton County, and that's up near the Truman Lake Reservoir. And bald eagle season here in Missouri runs from December through about February. So we're getting to the end of that bald eagle season. Missouri averages about 2,000 bald eagles every winter. Some popular eagle sighting spots include Truman Reservoir, which is where near this picture is taken, the Lake of the Ozarks, Stockton Lake, Table Rock Lake, as well as the many different conservation departments, those zones across Missouri and Arkansas, both seeing some of those bald eagles. Speaking of the warmer weather and sending the birds northward, it's getting warmer out here locally. We're looking at temperatures the past 10 days going up 64 degrees in 7 days. 11 degrees was the high temperature last week Wednesday. We went from 11 degrees to 75 degrees in, again, that 7-day period. It may feel like spring for now, but don't worry, cold air will return soon enough for us. Temperatures out the door right now across the country, 40s across the Ozarks and the Midwest, 50s and 60s down farther south, even up in the mountains, looking at some 20s and 30s in the Mountain West, and 37 in Boston this morning. That is actually pretty warm for them. 51 expected in Boston today, 65 in Springfield, 70s and 80s, of course, along the Gulf Coast. Middle of the country looking nice today. It'll be a really nice day. Weather's quiet. Not much happening on a day like today. A little cooler in the mountains, but even places like Casper, Wyoming, 56, and Billings, Montana, 56 degrees today as well. Now, we are keeping an eye on a couple weaker systems coming through for the weekend, and there's a stronger storm coming on Tuesday. Let's look at the weekend first. We have a little cold front breaching through the Midwest, and that'll return things for the Midwest and the Great Lakes region back to seasonally chilly air. Looks like some 50s for the weekend here in Missouri and Arkansas for both Saturday and Sunday. March begins on Saturday, marking the first day of meteorological spring, starting off a little cooler than the end of February. As we go forward into Monday, instability tries to get pulled up from the Gulf. All right, this is ahead of Tuesday's storm. It's a larger storm system for you, and this will bring a round of rain, yes, and some thunderstorms, some of which, yes, could be severe, especially down in parts of East Texas, Oklahoma, parts of southern Arkansas, and northern Louisiana right now are in the bullseye of that severe weather risk as that storm blows on by. Here in Missouri and southern Kansas, we are on the northern edge of that instability line, and so it'll be questionable if we see any severe weather, but I think thunderstorms can be a guarantee for Tuesday of next week. Behind that storm system, the winter feel is going to be coming back for us, it looks like. Probably getting highs back here locally back to the 40s, maybe some 30s for the middle to end of next week. So the setup for Tuesday, we have the upper level storm system popping out over the Rocky Mountains in the high plains of eastern Colorado and western Kansas. That brings the jet stream a little farther south through Texas, up through Oklahoma and Arkansas. There'll be some stronger wind energy, and that'll be kind of the zone or the energy needed and the lift to get some of those stronger storms to take place across northern Louisiana, eastern Texas, southern Arkansas, and it may extend a little farther northward, so we are keeping an eye for an isolated severe risk to develop across southern Missouri and northern Arkansas. All right. So, what's coming up for us here? Well, if you want to meet the Ozarks First Weather Team, you can find us at the Battlefield Mall this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. for the Severe Weather Expo. Now, we'll be there along with other weather folks from the area, including other radio stations and other TV stations in the Ozarks. And we'll also be joined there by the National Weather Service. So stop on by, say hi. Again, that is from this Saturday at the Battlefield Mall, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. I know we'll have Jamie, myself, and Matt will be there from the Ozarks First Weather Team. We'll have our storm tracker there for you. So we'll like to open that up, show you all the gizmos and gadgets we have attached to that vehicle. And overall, it looks like the weather should be pretty nice this weekend. So hope to see you out there. All right, this has been Science with Schmidt on this Thursday, February 27th. Hope you all enjoy the rest of the day. Friday looks great, a little windy. The weekend looks great. And if you have time, stop on by. We'd love to see you at the Battlefield Mall.